welcome everyone. Welcome to this gaming fan fest called Game On, the future of GeForce Cafes and the esports in India. I'm Pawan Awasthi. I head consumer marketing team at NVIDIA India, and it takes lots of pleasure on my behalf, on my side, to welcome all of you. We have an eminent, panel in this panel discussion of gaming cafe owners, esports players, and also someone who's responsible for running cafe business at NVIDIA in the entire ROAP region or the rest of Asia Pacific region, Alex, among us. So, yeah, formally, I welcome all of you. Let's start our discussion in this very interesting topic. The topic that we have chosen basically for today, the growth opportunities and the challenges when it comes to the gaming cafe business in India. But before that, before we begin, let me, quickly give everybody's, quick introduction to the audience here. So I've told you very quickly about myself. Let me go over to Hitul and then one by one to each.
Hi, this is Hitul Gandhi. I have a gaming cafe in Powai, Hiranandani, called GearUp Gaming, and I've been into the cafe business since last 16 years.
Great. Yeah, Prashant.
Yes.
Maybe.
Hi, my name is Prashant, and I started Battlegrounds, the first gaming cafe in my city, Coimbatore, from Tamil Nadu. And we started in 2017, and we have been doing good until COVID happened. And here we are now.
Great. Now, may I ask Suprit to introduce himself?
Hi, my name is Suprit Sahai, and I'm also known as Void TV. I was a lawyer by profession. Now I'm currently pursuing my career as a full-time streamer / gamer.
And then that brings us to Manan.
Hi, my name is Manan Arora, and mostly people know me as Solo, the YouTuber. And I started streaming since it's been 2 years. I'm streaming, and it's pretty good. And because of COVID, it really boosted me up my streaming career as well as me. So yeah.
And then last but not the least, of course, is we have Alex. So Alex, you want to introduce yourself to the audience and the panelists?
Hello, everyone. This is Alex Liao. I'm from Taiwan and in charge of rest of APAC for the region, and mainly for the GeForce desktop product campaign, as well as the gamer engagement. So iCafe esports is also my responsibility. Nice to meet you, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
Yeah, so thanks everyone. Thanks again. Let's directly dive into the very interesting topic that we have today. So we all understand that GeForce is the ultimate platform for gamers, which delivers best-in-class performance. Of course, the latest gaming technologies and world-class driver support also. So now with GeForce RTX graphic cards and NVIDIA Cafe certification program, we have this iCafe certification program. Along with that, GeForce Cafes brings the best gaming experience to the gamers and also to the esports player. So, let me just put my first question across to Hitul, basically. And this is something that we all have been discussing among ourselves. And let's address this most important topic at the first one. So while the lockdown, work from home or learn from home been a blessing in disguise for the PC gaming industry, it has not been really a favorable time for gaming cafes, just like other retail and entertainment businesses. I would really like to understand, and Hitul, for you to take a minute to share your experience, even if it is anecdotal or what you have been able to, gather as an input for all of us.
Sure. So when COVID hit us, what happened was we never knew that it'll be so bad that we'll have to have a lockdown for at least almost an year or maybe more than that. So we were of a view that maybe it'll take 20 days or 30 days and everything will be back to normal, and we won't have to face any more a bad situation than that. So the things kept getting worse and worse, and Then after a couple of months, I realized that this is getting out of hand. And what I started was, I first went to because most of the cafes in Mumbai are rented. Hardly you will find people who own the cafe, and the rents are enormous. So I had to go and speak to my landlord, get him in confidence. There's something that I need your support of, and he was kind enough to help me with it. And luckily, I could. We both were on the same page, and we could work things out. Wherein we both are capable of running the place. At the same time, uh, I had to make some money because COVID. If the cafe is not running, I had to look for other options. And what I did was I started renting off PCs uh, of the cafe to at least make some revenue from there, because I had to pay my employees. I had to pay certain amount of rent as well. So I did that. It helped me for a bit, and then also thought, why not sell my computer hardware? Because that time during the lockdown, a lot of things were not available that easily. So I started selling my computer hardware also, because I got a decent price for it, as things were not easily available. So right now we had a capacity of 25 computers, and now we are only running on 10 computers. So once the schools and everything starts, we are planning to again invest, and once things get back to normal, we'll be at a full capacity.
Thanks, Hitul. Thanks for sharing your experience with us. Let me just move across to Prashant. Though Prashant is in a different region as far as the country is concerned, but I'm sure situation is somehow similar. Or let's check with Prashant if we have anything which was different than what Hitul has explained. So yeah, Prashant.
Yeah. Hi. What Hitul said pretty much sums up the scenario here as well, because Coimbatore being a really small town, and we are well known for it. It is well known as the educational hub of South India, and the cafe is surrounded by 6 to 7 uh, top top universities and colleges in the city, where the colleges have such a good name that people from other states travel to the city, either stay in hostel or rent out a home, and they study in the universities. So we have a very rich, vibrant young crowd here. And since our cafe is located between these colleges, like within 5 to 6 kilometers, we were never what to say. We were never like this. Like we were never empty basically, and we had a very vibrant community going on over here. So it was more like a brotherhood than just people coming and gaming and going on. It was about people coming here, meeting like-minded people, like either the game they play, or people with similar interest, and then they tried out a new game, or they formed really meaningful relationships here with us and with them, and it was more like a brotherhood that was happening. And we pretty much knew each customer by name, like every group that comes, and like how they got to know each other. And then when it came to doing tournaments and stuff, it was like how we ran it here. It was more curated by the gamers. Like they would come and say, you know what, let's do something with Dota this month, and all the Dota gamers would cooperate, and then they would form a WhatsApp group, and it was more like a self-run community. And as a cafe, we were just so happy that we were able to enable this huge community and growing it within this small city. And we were hoping we would be a tiny dot in the esports scene in the country when the time was right. And it was all going according to plan until COVID happened. And as Hitul said, all the colleges are closed. Even today, it's closed, and no students are coming. And even though certain colleges have said that we'll open up for final years, or we'll open up for certain people, we'll open up for exams, they're scared, and I completely empathize with them. I can completely understand. And even parents are scared. They're like, it's okay even if you waste a year. Health is the most important thing, and it actually makes sense. And even though the situations are like this, from the business standpoint of view, we need to make certain amount in terms of like rent, in terms of electricity, in terms of supporting our employees, and part-time students who work for us, and they have college fees. Like, there are certain expenses which don't pause. Even though everything else has paused, there are certain expenses which do not pause. So we have to come up with some way to go ahead and do it. And as Hitesh said, we also tried selling hardware because there was this huge demand in the middle, and people were very desperate because a lot of people, they missed the cafe. A lot of people, cafe was the only source for them to come and game with a really good computer, or they could only play mobile games from their rooms. They didn't have access to a computer. So those people started reaching out to us, and it was like, can we build a computer with second-hand parts? Or can we build a cheap one? Or can we get this part? Can we get this part? So when we tried to help them out, initially, we didn't want to do it as a business just to make some money out of it. We sometimes did it without any profit because, as he said, we were like a really good community of brotherhood. So we did it as a help to the gamer, because selling hardware wasn't our business. Our business was the cafe. And helping gamers get the hardware they wanted at the best price possible was like an add-on that we did at the cafe. So when this COVID situation happened, and then when we tried to actually help the gamer, what I found the most difficult part was the prices are not regulated. And I know it's something that can be done immediately, or it can be worked on, because that's how it's been running. And since gamers live online, they live on the internet, so they're not restricted to one source of information with regard to price or availability of a part. And being a gamer, they play with gamers from different cities, from different parts. Either they meet online or somehow same ranking, like somehow they just meet up, right? And they form their own communities. So when they're going to buy a piece of hardware, they're going to say, hey, I'm planning to buy this, and then it's costing me this much here. And they would check Amazon. That's the first thing they would check. Then they would check Flipkart, and they would check for the prices. And then the gamer sitting on some other city who's playing with them online, he would say, hey, in my city, I can get you at this price, and I'll help you. And I don't blame them. And I think that's the beauty of this brotherhood. Like, it's just...
I think, absolutely. I think, Prashant, you are kind of touching upon a very important point here, is of the brotherhood and the community. And you know the situation has been really, really tight. Nobody can deny that. Really, really heartening to know that brotherhood, the sense of this brotherhood and the sense of this community is what kept us going. Hopefully, things will look brighter from here on. Truly. Let me just quickly check with Alex also. So, Alex, somehow this situation has been across the other South Asian countries or the other Asian countries, or you have seen a little bit of different feedback coming in from different countries?
Yes, I think, honestly, during this COVID, the tough situation, so every market, the iCafe, the business is really impacted seriously, right? So that, but the gamers and also the end users play the game, lockdown at home, the demand remaining strong, right? So that it's of course, okay, they cannot go out to the gaming cafe. Then there will be a strong demand for the home user PC, either to upgrade or they will find the solutions. So it pop up a new business model, such as leasing the unused PC for the gamers. Okay, so we see this is because of the cafe, the utilized occupation is low, and then all the PC is pending there, right? So in the same time, they can deliver their unused PC for whatever the gamer or the educational purpose sent to the home, and then it's like a monthly the rental fee, how much they can pay, to continue this cash flow for their unused PC. That's one of. And secondly, of course, the iCafe is the best, the opinion leaders for all the gamers, to leading them on what the specification for the PC hardware they may use for not just for the gaming, but how to do their, the online course for the learning, to do the creation, to do the, some project or whatever they can do use a PC. So that's the quite different to like purely the game console. Okay, PC is not not just for the fun and for entertainment, but can be more productivity. So that's the reason why for the past 2020, the whole year, the PC is really strong demand over the world.
Got it, Alex. Yeah, I think that's what I think summarizes quite well about the last 6 or 9 months that we have together gone through. Let me just shift little bit towards the user part of our ecosystem, which is the gamers and the streamers and the esports professional. So let me begin with you, Manan, asking a simple question, and then maybe Suprit can also chime in. The aspirations of the gamers have evolved, especially in India. Whether building a career in esports or indulging in a world-class experience, these are exciting opportunities for gaming cafes to provide the infrastructure to even groom an esports talent. Gaming cafes also act like a kind of a melting pot of gaming where different people from different culture come together and celebrate gaming. So would you agree with that? And what are your views on this? The role that gaming cafes play in shaping up the experience and the career of the esports athletes.
Yeah, for you, I totally agree with this because it's been 4 years. I was a gaming cafe person. Like I always go after school. I always go to gaming cafe and play with my friends, or I don't even know who's playing next to me, and I somehow get always connected to that person. So nowadays I play on my own computer. I have everything I want, and it's still I feel a little bit loneliness. So I think gaming cafe was the thing always let me connect with others, as well as you know about esports in India nowadays. Many people are started talking about esports, and it's a very big thing. And even parents are like, yes, esports is not only as a playing esports but also managing esports. So I have seen many gaming cafe having small tournaments or major tournaments. So it's really great thing that in Indian gaming community, people are started with in the gaming cafe. People are started with esports, small games, or recently on LAN event is usually on 60 hertz. And as a gamer, I know 60 hertz and 240 hertz difference. Sometimes when I play on 60 hertz, I feel very stressful or tension that what I'm doing. I don't want this, and it's very irritated. But nowadays, every gaming cafe, 144 hertz is the main thing. But now gaming cafe also have 240 hertz, so it's kind of really smooth and easy life.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good input, Manan. Suprit, what are your views on this one?
So I've been going to gaming cafe since I was in my 9th grade, which is like when I was 14, 15 years old. Back then, we used to play Half-Life multiplayer and CS 1.6. That too on less than 60 FPS because the PCs in those cafes were not that good. But like if you consider like the hardware of those PCs and the hardware of the newer generation PCs and the cafes, there's a huge difference between the hardware, and there's a huge difference between the experience. But the fun and the enjoyment you get out of playing with friends or playing on a LAN environment still remains the same. You have as much fun as on a 60 hertz monitor compared to a 240 hertz monitor. But when you are playing online or when you are playing competitively, having a 240 hertz or a 144 hertz or like any cutting edge hardware helps you out a lot. And in my opinion, like a lot of cafe gamers perform better on LAN tournaments compared to the people who practice at their personal PCs, because they're used to that LAN environment. They're used to having their teammates sitting right next to them. They're used to having people spectating them. They're used to playing, with an audience around them. So they perform marginally better. And I guess internet cafe, like not everyone can afford a personal PC in India or like everywhere. So like internet cafe is the cheapest way to have access to the the experience of playing PC games alone or with your friends, and that to me is a very big what do you call it? Very big thing which the internet cafe provides to the younger generation.
Absolutely. I think you have said it well, Suprit. So these GeForce Cafe or certified cafes that we have in the country, we have close to 100 of them in India. I know few of them have really gone through with the stressful time, but but as a matter of fact, as a forward-looking statement, I think these cafe has been really helpful in terms of taking the newest technology and the newest products to the masses and enabling the gamers to come and experience as well. I mean, apart from the other basic objective that they serve, I think this is something that we have really seen. They're doing it, and very very useful to the gaming community in general. So, so thank you for that. Another point I have, since we are talking to the gamers here, let me just ask another question to you, Suprit, that if you could do one thing to get more Indians to play more games, what would you do?
Have tournaments with good prize pool being hosted for just our region, so that people, like, for every person in our country, the main thing they want is like, how would we earn money out of any job which we do. So as an esport athlete, you would want to have a decent prize pool, so that you'll give your everything for the prize pool, for like you'll spend hours and hours into practice and everything. So I'd want a lot of different tournaments with a decent prize pool to be hosted for Indians, so that a lot of game, like casual gamers or non-gamers, also look at esports as a way of earning livelihood or earning money, so that they can do whatever they want to.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. In fact, our next panel is centered around all of it, basically, the esports scene in India and how, the growth opportunities are there and even the career options inside that. So, yeah, thank you for that. Solo, let me just ask the same question to you also. What would really you would want us Indian to do so that more and more gamers are there in our country?
When I was a kid, I always think that I want to make my Indian gaming community a place where people, overall, everyone in the world will see that yes, this country is now into gaming as well. So I used to have these thoughts that, for example, one thing, I am a FPS gamer mainly, so I would say on multiplayer online games that it just like C servers, we all many people in India literally want Indian servers. So thanks a lot. There are a lot of things coming up now in Indian servers. There are some games have Indian servers, and which is we can see a lot of people gathering together and playing these kinds of custom games and Indian things. So one more I will say, definitely, as Void said, that tournaments should be there for in the gaming cafes and all. And one thing I was smiling, I was laughing because it's just my kid thought that if female girls would be there, like girls would be so many, like 30% of girls, obviously, who are interested, started playing games. I think in India, 50% or maybe 80% males will start playing game as well as who don't even know or who don't even interest in it. So I think there are a lot of things we can think about as if we want to bring Indian as a gaming thing, a big thing.
Okay. Yeah, I think we have seen lots of participation, increased participation from the girls also when it comes to the games. Even I've seen lots of streamers who are girls actually. So really heartening to see that, and I think we should support that initiative. I completely agree with you on that. Let me just come back to a question which is very important to all of us in audience also. I know that there are few prospective gaming cafe owners in the audience and the investors as well. So let me just ask that question to Prashant, that as a gaming cafe owner, you have already invested in India's PC gaming industry for years now, I would say. From the perspective of a cafe owner, what will help accelerate the growth?
Well, as I said, before COVID happened, it was really good. I mean, it was really, really good. and mainly because of the community. And as the gamers themselves said, it's not about just playing alone. It's about coming there, meeting like-minded people, and playing together with other people. And that is just increasing day by day. And even during this COVID time, I'm pretty sure a lot of non-gamers who were bored, who just started playing mobile games, and then started seeing YouTube videos of gamers uploading things, and they were like, you know what, I should try that, or maybe I should do this. So they would start off with simple mobile games, and then slowly move on to serious or competitive and towards multiplayer, this communal gaming. So
Right.
when we look at the perspective of a gaming cafe, I would say it is phenomenal, and it is 100% going to increase. And once this COVID situation is over, whether the vaccine comes, the colleges start, the students coming back, I think we'll bounce back even bigger. Like, this is just a small slump that we have right now. We just somehow have to endure this period. Just hold on. And I think we're almost there, because we have been held on for a year, and now the vaccines are rolling out. Things are looking positive. More economies have started to flow. People have started to come out, and then the infection rate has reduced in India, thankfully, touch wood. So once these things get over, I think it's going to get even better. And year on year, the hardware technology that you guys develop is also accelerating. At the same time, when you compare the exponential increase in technology, the price we pay for it, I feel it's diminishing a little bit. For example, with the latest, the like 3060s and 3080s RTX cards, it's phenomenal. What that has done is it has reduced the price of the 2060s and 2070s, and in comparison, they are phenomenal as well. It's like, I would say you would give the 2070s 92%, and you would give the 3070 99%. So 92 is not bad. And then now its price is reduced. And being a cafe owner, now we get the opportunity to invest in really good hardware for a little bit better price, and with a better technology that also it's going to support us for the next 5 years down the line in the future. And gamers are also going to take advantage of that. As they said, not every gamer can afford to have the setup in their home. And once they come and experience this, because like mobile showrooms and other things, there are no experience zones for really high-end gaming. Like, for example, a really good headphone, a really good 240 hertz monitor. So when you have this complete package, and then you come, you sit, and then you try it out, and then you cannot go back to being normal. Like, you would want to game in this level. And then you would start coming to the cafe again and again, and then you would probably start saving your pocket money in ways where you would invest in tiny bits to build your own PC a couple of months down the line, or 1 year down the line, or whatever. But whatever happens, the amount of people coming into colleges. So I'm morely focused on the college crowd, because that's what's around me. And what I've seen is two things which I disagree with most people when it comes to a gaming cafe and all these things is, people are scared that gamers buying their own PC will kill the gaming cafe. I strongly disagree, because I believe they come to the cafe mainly for the community and for the brotherhood.
Sure.
And then comes the hardware and all these things. Obviously, we have to maintain our standards. We shouldn't let them go down. So that is there. And second thing is, the crowd just keeps refreshing every year. See, there are these, the final year students graduate. The next year, we're going to get a new batch. And then when these final year students leave, they're going to introduce their juniors to this. Because when they come, they're not coming alone. Like, they always come in groups. They always come in gangs. And looking at that, I would, in my mind, I'm seeing esports in India as something phenomenal, like bigger than IPL. And when a few regulations come in, and then when a few tournaments come in, and as the gamer said, when they have a perfect limelight to shine, like, for example, when they can showcase their skill and then they get recognized, right? And then more people are going to look up to them, and then more people are going to start entering in, and then we are going to need more cafes. And so even when I talk with other cafe owners from other cities, they say, can we come to Coimbatore? Can we set up a branch there? I was like, you're most welcome, guys. I'll help you find a location. I'll tell you which is the best place, because I don't see them as competition compared to the number of people, like number of students, the number of people there for esports. I don't think just one person can satisfy the need. and it's not possible because we also need to educate people. The awareness should be there. And me just being one good gaming cafe in the city, that is where I find it difficult. So if I had probably another good cafe like LXG or like another good cafe in the city, and then like both of us now do our own share of marketing and education and these things, and then there's going to be healthy competition, like tournaments between the cafes, people coming and cafe teams, and then the esports scene. So I am really looking forward to working with more people. I'm really looking forward to collaborating with other gaming cafes, like in terms of creating tournaments, in terms of creating opportunities for our gamers. And also, as I said, I would want the support from the hardware companies to give a little bit of importance to the gaming cafes in terms of standardizing prices and giving us a little bit leeway on like how we can help the gamers get the best products. And if we can make a little bit margin out of that yeah, it is helpful. But that is not the end goal, but it would certainly be helpful.
Absolutely, Prashant. I think another very interesting observation that you have made here, and actually in certain developed mature markets, it already has happened, where gaming has taken over movies plus sports combined. So gaming is bigger than movies plus sports. So yeah, I mean, your wish of esports scene in India going to be bigger than IPL. Fingers crossed. We all hope that it happens sooner than later. So Hitul, on the same breath, what do you think is going to accelerate the growth when it comes to the gaming cafes in India?
So I agree with
one of the most
Prashant.
expensive real estate market in the country. So we really want to understand it from you.
Yeah, so I completely agree with Prashant on that gaming is really big in India. Like during the lockdown, I have seen a couple of seminars related to gaming, which included mobile gaming as well. So even in those seminars, people have spoken about mobile gaming in the sense, the amount of people that are invested in mobile gaming is not even one fourth of the actual population of India. So, and still the number is huge. So yeah, of course, there is a huge potential in the gaming industry coming forward. But during the lockdown, like how we got hit. After that, the recovery stage, I completely now I'm back on the recovery stage. We started our business back, and once we started, we were not making even 10% of the total revenue that we were getting before COVID. Now we are back to around 30 to 40%. So once the colleges and everything starts opening up, I'm expecting, like what Prashant said, that people will start pouring in even more, because they have also been missing a lot of gaming, because right now the parents are not allowing their kids. The amount of salaries the parents are getting have lowered down maybe, and they are not giving a fair amount of share from their salaries to their kid as a pocket money. So they don't have something to spend on extra for gaming. On the other hand, again, I feel there's a lot of potential in PC gaming, because I've been to China and places where there are around 3 to 4 cafes next to each other. They're not even like in a proximity of, let's say, 1 kilometer. They're just next to each other. Each cafe around having 100 or 150 terminals per cafe. And during the night at around 1 or 2 o'clock, everything is jam packed. You still have waiting over there. So it's just phenomenal. And those cafes have top notch hardware. You can't even compare it to the hardware which you have in. They will make sure if a new hardware comes in, they always have that hardware, and they have it for the premium customers. And the prices what they have over there is even cheaper to the Indian market. So there is a lot of, I think, what I understood, I think Alex can give us a better understanding of that, wherein, the government also supports them with gaming, opening up gaming cafes and stuff. So it's easier for the gaming cafes over there to make the community even bigger than what it is.
Yeah, I think that kind of, absolutely. I think that kind of brings us to Alex basically. So Alex, question to you basically from all of us actually, and Hitul has just kind of indicated it. that in the last couple of years, I mean, India has witnessed a remarkable rise in the gaming industry as such. And this kind of creates an opportunity for the new investors also to enter the market and provide adequate infrastructure that accelerate a growing gaming ecosystem. So, how do investors from the other Asian countries perceive India as a market, or how do they see? How do they see this as an opportunity? And if you can simply supplement the same thing with the question that Hitul was asking, if there are learnings from market like China for us as well.
Okay, I think in India, the gaming market is huge. Okay, from other Asian countries, even include like China, they treat the India market is huge. Okay, even though most of the young generation, the first touch for the gaming is through the mobile game, which is quite different to like China or even Western countries. The first gaming touch should be through like a console or the PC game, right? But that's the most important. Why the gaming cafe is sit with a good position, because of we want all the gaming cafe can become the gaming experience zone. Without any comparison, you won't know what's the really good, excellent, the gaming experience, right? Compared to the mobile game, right? That's the first thing. Second thing is how we can leverage the gaming cafe to engage with the most is amateur gamers. Okay, through the tournament, through the community influencer. I think that's the way, right? But the most important is how to cook with all those potential gamers. They are wondering to experience the more higher end, the good, really good and extreme the gaming experience. That's the point. And then that will be benefit to all our iCafe, the partners, and also the industry, right? So for example, like in China, okay, of course, Hitul mentioned about the government support that because of the major, in China, the iCafe is under the culture ministry. So they treat iCafe is like a part of the culture from the young generation. And it's also well managed to put all the young generation at iCafes to decrease the criminal, the issues for the society. People, they, young generation, they always have full of energy. So how we can put them in the safe the place, so they won't go out to do like a racing or other dangerous stuff. Okay, so that's one of the way. And second thing is regarding how the end user affordable to buy a good gear of the hardware to play. Then I will use an example from Korea. Okay, so everyone know Korea, the average the income is affordable to buy a good gear to play at home. Then why in Korea the iCafe, the industry is still very hot? The reason why is because of the gaming cafe is already become a social place. Everyone can recall their memory during the schoolhood and then play with their friends at iCafe. So that's the purpose. It's not meaning they cannot affordable to buy a home use a good spec, the PC, but they just want to go a certain place, similar like we have a coffee, we go like a Starbucks and then hook with our friends. So this is become a social place and then gather with all the community, all the the gamers at a certain place, and then we decorate and segment for the gaming cafe with the different experience zone, such as there's a tournament place, so that if we can organize a regular like a creek, similar like a creek, the sports, the regular league, every week, every Wednesday we have a tournament there. Then gather with the iCafe. So iCafe can benefit from the traffic, and then gamer, they will know where to go and when they can participate for the tournament. Okay, and then last but not least, there's a new concept. Okay, we call the esports hotel. I'm not quite sure the policy or regulation is appropriate in India, but I can share you for even during last year for the pandemic. In China, the esports hotel since 2019 is just 4,000 stores for the esports hotel, and then 3x over 1 year. Okay, the esports hotel. So the concept is managed like a regular the hotel, but you have a specific the esports or the gaming style, the room. You can you can check in and then enjoy with your friends. And then, in average, the cost per hour is quite similar to the gaming cafe. But if you sell one room, at least like 2 seats, then you can get the whole like over 20 hours is occupied and generate for the revenue. So this is quite success, and also because of the COVID-19, even in China they control what we know, what we learn from news is pretty well, but the iCafe still impact for the first half of last year. But hotel, there's no impact. So all the gamers they move to the esports hotel. They have their own private room. They can still do the gaming with their friends. So that's the reason why, this grew a lot for the esports hotel in China. And we also see this is emerging in other Southeast Asia countries. Okay, so maybe you can think about this is a new business model, and then you can localize in India and see how we can persuade for this kind of a business model. So that's 2 cents from my sharing.
Thanks, Alex. I think it's a lot actually, and this esports hotel really sounds like an exciting idea. Not too sure how we can actually replicate it, but definitely worth spending time and thinking about it. So I'm afraid that we are kind of hard pressed on the time front, basically. So we have to actually cut down the discussion and bring to a closer. So I think one thing is coming out very, very clear. The GeForce Cafes or the gaming cafes in the country, though they are at a nascent stage in terms of the scale and the overall numbers, but they really play a very, very important role when it comes to introducing the gaming as a concept to new budding gamers and the esports player. They also kind of provide an adequate infrastructure for the budding esports talent. And not to forget the feeling of the community and the brotherhood or a clan, which normally it's not possible to have it, sitting at home, even if you have the best of the best hardware or the infrastructure. I think with the combination of all these things, I'm pretty sure that PC gaming definitely is going to become almost like a culture in our country. And I see gaming cafes playing kind of a role here. And that's the reason I keep calling gaming cafes as a melting pot of gaming, where different culture, different experiences come together and they all enjoy gaming together. So on that note, let me thank all of you once again. I really appreciate your time and look forward to an exciting 2021 together. Thanks, everyone.